guys, welcome back to my channel. I first want to start out by saying that today's video is going to be kind of like a review and test throughout the day of the new Wet n Wild photo focus line, along with a couple of other products I threw in for fun. But the look I have on right now is not the Wet n Wild foundation or any other drugstore products. I filmed this video the other day and it ended up being like over 20 minutes long, and I just was not about that live. So I'm going to do a talk through as I am right now, and just keep in mind this is not the original look or the foundation that I'm reviewing, but I still have all of those clips where I tested it out the other day, application, wear time, flash photos. I have all of that I'm going to be throwing in while I'm chatting a little bit more about the products. But yeah, I did not want this video to be 20 minutes long. I just want this to be kind of cut and dry, my opinions on all of these products. So yeah, let's go ahead and just jump right in. So like I said, I tested a bunch of products from the new Wet n Wild Photo Focus line. They have a new foundation, a new concealer, a new powder, and I also got a couple of extra products just to test out alongside of the Photo Focus line. So the first product I got, which I don't think this is from the Photo Focus line, but it is a newer product with Wet n Wild, and it's the Coverall Primer. So this is definitely a lotion consistency primer, but what surprised me about this is when you apply it, it actually absorbs into your skin very quickly, and it does leave a smooth canvas on your face. So it feels tacky like a lotion at first, kind of like your Too Faced Hangover RX, but once it dries down, you don't have that tacky feeling on your skin, or you don't really have any type of grippiness, I guess, if that's even a word. Your face just feels very smooth after you apply this. So all in all, I really did enjoy this primer. It was kind of a shock to me. I was expecting this to be kind of like a silicone primer, but it's not. It says it is pore minimizing and it fills in lines. Honestly, I just feel like it just gave my face a nice base for makeup. Alright, so now moving into the bad boy of this review. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. I got mine in the shade Soft Ivory. It was about the third darkest shade. I will say that I probably could have went up half a shade, but the two shades that were above this were really pink, so this is the one that matched me closest to my natural skin tone right now. So this foundation says that it was tested in 7 different light conditions, and it's not supposed to have any type of flashback. So upon application with this, I had read that this was supposed to be a very full coverage foundation. Now for me, I only felt like it was about a medium coverage, which was kind of shocking to me because I've seen so many people talk about how good of a coverage this is. The texture of it is also just very liquidy. It's not like a thick cream. It's just kind of like your standard liquid foundation. And I had to apply about 3 different layers just to get like medium, maybe full coverage. I still felt like it was just on the high medium coverage side. My freckles were still showing through. It's also more on the matte side of foundations. It did dry down pretty matte on my skin. I didn't really feel like I needed to set it with a powder, although I did get a powder to test out alongside of it. But all in all, with this foundation, it was $4.50. It's not a terrible foundation, but it was not personally my favorite. I think if you have more combination oily skin, you may like this foundation better. But if you are on the normal to dry side, if you have some dry patches, I don't think this would be something ideally that you should, you know, just run and purchase or run and try out. Granted, it is only $4.50, so if you want to give it a go, we really don't have much to lose, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I also wanted to talk about the wear time on this foundation. I would give it at least a solid 6-hour wear. I don't really have a problem with foundations wearing off on me, especially if they are on the matte side. So that is, again, just how it wore for me. It could possibly be different if you are more oily, obviously. And as far as the flashback goes, I tested it on my iPhone. I didn't really notice it to have too terrible of a flashback. I also used the concealer alongside of it, which I'm going to talk about next. But yeah, it's my last review is it's an okay foundation. Next up, I got the Photo Focus Concealer, which is the matching concealer that goes with it. I got it in the lightest color, which is light ivory. This is not light at all. It's about the same color as my skin tone, so if you are more fair than I am, I don't think they're going to have a color that's going to at least brighten or give you that highlighted under eye look, which is disappointing. I do think the color range needed to be tweaked on this a little bit better, but this was a pretty thick concealer. It does have a thicker consistency, and honestly I was more impressed with this concealer than I was the actual foundation. The concealer does have a nice coverage. I didn't find that it looked cakey on my under eye area. I did notice a little bit of creasing underneath my eye, but that's standard with pretty much any concealer that I wear, and I would say the coverage on this is about a solid medium, maybe on a little bit on the fuller side if you do build it up. The packaging is a little tedious to get product out whenever you pull your wand out. Not a lot of product comes out to begin with, but overall I would say this is a pretty decent concealer. I mean, again, I think this was under $4. I think this was like $3.93. So I was definitely more impressed with it than I was the actual foundation. The next product I picked up from the Photo Focus line is the pressed powder. I got mine in Warm Light, which is again the lightest color. This, the way that they have made this powder look is very similar to the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural. It's kind of like a domed compact in there, and this was an okay powder. It's just gonna be simply for setting any type of tacky areas, in my opinion. It doesn't offer any coverage, but I did notice it to look chalky on my skin, which was a good thing. But overall, I don't think this is something that I would continuously repurchase. I think there are better powders at the drugstore that you could, you know, spend a couple of extra dollars on and get better results with. But yeah, overall, I mean, if you like that mineralized, really lightweight powder, you may be into this, but I just didn't find that it really did much for me. The last product from the Photo Focus line is the setting spray, and I didn't even know that this was out. I had seen people talk about the foundation and concealer, but not the setting spray, so I went ahead and got it. It was $4.50 also, and honestly, I like this. This actually toned down. After I applied all the products, my face was looking pretty matte, because these do run a little bit more on the matte side, and after I sprayed this all over my face, it really did help to take away any type of powdery look that I had on my face, or it also dulled down the matte look. It gave me a little bit more luminosity, so I actually was pretty impressed with this. I can't really speak for if this was the reason it lasted so well on my skin. Obviously, that's something I would have to test out further or longer, but I will continue to use this setting spray. You don't really get a lot of product in here. There's only 1.5 fluid ounces, and this was also $4.50 at my Walmart, so not expensive, but you still don't get a ton of product in here, but I did like this. So the last product I wanted to talk about is one of the Liquid Catsuit matte lipsticks. I got one in the shade Rebel Rose. This is a very pretty color, and this definitely lasted on my lips all day. This basically reminded me of like a higher end liquid lipstick, something like my Makeup Forever new artist liquid mattes that they've came out with, the Kat Von D liquid lipsticks. This just kind of held up just as good as any of those higher end liquid matte formulas did, so I was really impressed with it, and I wanted to give it a little mention because I know some people, there's been you know, some buzz on these and whether they're good, whether they last, whether they're actually matte. They do dry down 100% matte, and they do last. Alright guys, so those were all of the products that I picked out to test from Wet n Wild, and overall I think the line for the price, like I said, everything was $4.50 except for the concealer, I think, and maybe the setting spray. I think it was just the concealer. It was a little bit cheaper. It was right under $4. For the price, I don't think any of the products performed terribly. I don't think they looked awful on my skin, but they were kind of just okay for me. And I think that runs down to the fact that I have very dry skin. I have to be very careful with the formulas that I use, or I can just look old and crepey and gross very quick with matte formulas. So I would definitely suggest, if you are on a budget and you have oily combination skin, some of these products may work out great for you. So I'm not gonna just totally knock them off the rail right now. I do know that other people have different skin needs and different skin types. So yeah, if you're dry, very dry, even normal may not be the best option for you. But I did like the setting spray and the liquid catsuit. These were two that obviously weren't face products. Also the concealer. The concealer did work really well for me. I just wish that there was a lighter shade net. So take my opinion for what you will, and next time you're at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, wherever Wet n Wild is sold, I'll let you guys be the judge and decide if you want to spend, you know, $5 or $10 on one or two of these products. So hope you guys enjoyed this quick review. If you have any questions for me, feel free to leave them down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. I hope this was a quick review. I think it's definitely going to be shorter than my first video, so hopefully. Thank you guys. Bye.